What up?
Good morning, dude.
Morning.
It's always weird saying good morning to you since I live with you.
Yeah.
And I've already seen you, so yeah, I feel fake talking to you on here in that sense.
You gotta stage it a little bit.
How's the, yeah, I guess most people don't know. If you're not listening live, Spotify, you can watch it too in Spotify.
Yeah,
Just
videos
like
up
the Joe
there.
Rogan experience. We forgot to put our flag up to cover the sun on my face, so
Yeah.
crazy shit happened here at our house last night, dude.
Lots of shit. How'd you sleep? We got one viewer already.
Slept shit.
Yeah.
Bed shit. I took the 8 sleep out. Still shit. The 8 sleep's the greatest thing ever because I was sweating last night. I would have rather felt the wires and not slept shitty. Coda fucking, he's a hunter, dude. He's fucking hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, give us some background, dude. What happened?
I was outside grilling, and Coda, if you don't know him, he's not this one. This is Fran. Coda's the hunting wolf dog, and there was a possum just chilling on the fence eating some oranges. And
The fence is like 6 feet high.
maybe somebody's thing is backwards. Audio sound bad? Testing? Testing? Please hold.
Everything's the same, Trill.
What sounds bad about it? Sure, we need some background. This is what's good about doing a live podcast. Get live feedback. So I'm outside grilling. There we go. Does that sound better? And all of a sudden, there's a possum. Okay? Dakota's staring at this possum for hours and hours and hours and hours. She says, I sound far away, chat.
You're not hooked up.
I'm hooked up.
It's got the gain on.
How's that sound? Is that better, True? Should be better.
Trill's our new tech person, by the
Yeah.
way.
She's been promoted to a tech person. She took over. She's the new tech guy now. But she's not giving live feedback, so she's not doing great. Better, okay. So I'm in the backyard grilling, right? There's a possum sitting on the fence eating a orange from the orange tree in the neighbor's yard. And Dakota is out there every day protecting our family, making sure everybody's safe, making sure Fran has a place to go to the bathroom. And he sees the possum, so he sits there, I think 20 minutes, just dead stare, does not stop moving. He's just dead stare. One ear's down, the other ear's up, I guess for hearing, the other one's down for like aerodynamics. Fucking attack this
He's
guy.
seriously got a kill face on.
Yeah. So we're calling
So
him.
left him alone.
Yeah, nobody said a thing. Well, we tried to get him to come inside, but we think the possum's safe because he's at least, I want to say that fence from where Coda was sitting is 8 feet off the ground, maybe bigger.
Yeah, I agree.
So he's just staring. We're trying to bang his food bowl because normally he's like a food ninja. Second he hears food, he's in the kitchen, he's begging from whoever. He didn't even budge. So we knew this was serious, but we figured the possum was smart enough to make its way. I don't know if it got paralyzed by the light from us grilling.
Also, my wife brought out
Dog food and fed the dog food.
possum.
So Coda at that point was pissed.
Yeah,
He
it's
thought to
food.
himself, my food, my house, and you're just taking a shit on me. And the possum decided he was done. Starts to walk away, but stops. And I'm like, what the fuck's gonna happen here? So I'm grilling. Next thing you know, I hear this giant bang. Coda jumps up, grabs his tail, the little tail, because his tail was hanging over on the side. And, he went nuts. He tried to kill it, he failed. But he's shaking it. I'm like, holy fuck. So I tell you guys, Trill comes out, beats the shit out of Coda. Coda didn't want to drop it at first. So then you go out, and you beat him. No, and again, nobody's beating him that severely, but he drops the possum. The possum plays dead because that's what possums do. And he just lays there. And then he's laying on the edge, and then he slowly falls off, and I'm like, he's fucking dead. And if he's not dead, we're going to have to fucking kill him. Were the thoughts in my mind.
Yeah.
But we didn't have to do that. I mean, but my boy, you turn the lights off, we look out, he gets up, he starts to look around, and he tiptoes across the backyard. Probably thinks to himself, I ain't coming back to this fucking orange tree. But he hides behind the grill, the other grill, so 2 grills, just hiding behind the one for, I don't know, a couple hours probably.
Yeah.
Coda apparently scanned the perimeter this morning and he was gone.
Yeah.
We left the fence open in case he couldn't climb or was too afraid.
I saw him climb up the wall over there. There's a wall that the fence
Oh yeah,
sits
that's
on.
right. You said he woke up. We were in the middle of the night. He was up.
flashed the lights on. He was like creeping around. He looked like he was healthily moving. He didn't look injured.
Yeah, he played dead. So it's me and Joe were saying, like, is it one of those moments where you play dead and like, or not dead, like when you're drunk drivers and they usually come out, like, not usually, sadly enough, but a chunk of the time they come out with less injuries than somebody who was sober, right? Because they're super relaxed in those moments. So he played dead and he just tried to. He's not a killer. He tried his best.
He tried.
It was his best kill that he's ever had. The
True.
most he's ever had was a lizard. But poor possum. Joe wanted him to be a pet. She named him. I forget what she named him.
Something with an L or
It's a touchy subject in the house, so we just gotta be careful. But I just had to sip. Matt's going to go, so I'm taking most of said podcast today. Interesting fact
about that. I almost busted into your room at like 2 last night.
Why?
I wanted Kendall, like, what's that thing the doctors have that has a little light on it with the like magnifying glass?
A flashlight?
Yeah, but they like hold it
Yeah,
in your ears.
yeah. I've always wanted to see one of those, but why?
And your throat. I just wanted to see if she had one on her because like my throat, every time I swallowed was like extremely painful. And I was like, I need someone to look at this.
I don't even think she has one. I think they're in each room.
They're just for the doctor.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think she's watching this, but I'd be curious. Yeah.
Yeah, so I almost busted in the room. I was like, we need to get the thing. Whatever.
You should have. Did you sleep on the couch?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I was up at 2 a.m. That's when I had my dream about the nuclear bomb.
Yeah. So what was that like?
I had a lot.
Where were you? Cali, PA?
It was like a combination. No, it was PA. I was walking up Melvin Road, and a fucking bomb went off, and we were all like, "That motherfucker, he did it!" And like nobody, the news was out. Nobody was reporting anything because at that point they were like, "We're fucking dead."
Yeah.
So, but like whatever the radar was showing in my dream was like it didn't make it. It only blew up a certain part. You could see the resonance in the sky, or on this radar. I don't remember, but we weren't dead yet. It was like, okay, is this just the apocalypse? How bad was this? What bomb did he do? Was it just parts of this? But anyway, nuclear bomb. It was Russia, Putin. Like all these things were in my dream. And we were like, holy fuck. So we're trying to find radars. The only thing that was on the TV was like just on the bottom of the screen saying what happened. Nothing else. There was no broadcasters. TVs were all down. Service was down. It was just like we had a radar. We saw where it was. And we saw on the bottom of the screen like breaking news. And we were all like confused. Nobody knew what to do. So all I can remember is like Vince's house was under construction for some reason, like re-renovating the whole thing, gutted it out. It was like a house fire or something again. And then I was at Pop's with everybody else. We were in his back bedroom. It was me, you, Adam, Vince, Puppy was there. And like weird people too. Like I wouldn't even know why. And we were just trying to game plan. And then like fast forward, me and you were fucking like biking down this like snowy path.
I thought you hated biking.
They weren't bikes. Like I was wearing shorts and I had boots on and socks and we were in the fucking snow. But we were going down on these like electric bikes. Yeah. It was like Call of Duty shit. So we were fucking going down these hills. And this is a true story. Like I'm not making this shit up. And there was this guy on a bike with a paintball gun. You had a real gun and I had a gun. And we were going down this hill and he was following us and he like shot my bike eventually, and he's playing this like creepy like Suicide Squad style music. Yeah. Like he just reminded me of like a Harley Quinn character, and he's going down this hill, and eventually we lose him, and then we're in this snowy mountain. All of a sudden, we're on like Russell Road in Pennsylvania, and like St. John's Circle. We're turning down that street. All of a sudden, we're going towards Pop's house. We're on this bike, and then for some reason your bike dies, and mine was, of course, dude. Yeah, I forget what happened. And then after that point, I kind of fade off and I don't remember what happened. I woke up, I was like, fucking bombed. And then I could hear the rain outside because it rained again here. But that was my dream.
Damn, dude.
It was interesting.
What do you think it means? Fuck.
Yeah, we getting bombed.
Happen?
I don't know. I hope not. It scares the shit out of me.
Well, it sounds like you got a good plan in place.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get some shorts on, wear some boots. And
they were unrelated, I think.
No, it was 2 different
things. Oh, but yeah, so now I also remember another part. We were fucking running through this office building, and it was where Vince had a job offer. And I was showing you all these things. I was like, this could have been his office. And you were like, this fucking guy gives up all these job opportunities. And then we were running from this guy that was on the Harley Quinn style bike or whatever. We go down the steps with our bikes in our hands because Joe was talking about carbon fiber bikes yesterday. So I guess,
oh, yeah.
Yes, I guess that kind of was on my mind. And then we make our way through the building and we see all these things. We're talking to some people, but they were all just like working like nothing happened. Me and you, I was confused. I was like, "Do you fuckers not realize what just happened? Like a bomb, like they just dropped a bomb. And you guys just keep doing this shit. It doesn't matter anymore."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty intense.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I like woke up 400 times just like panicking.
Why do you think you don't like to ride bikes?
It's like I said yesterday. It's like if you've done CrossFit, you've been to a gym, you enjoy riding the C2 bike. I enjoyed it. It was fine. So that part, I would like the bike.
Enjoy it.
Okay. So then, because that one's not brutal, then I'm like, do you enjoy going on the Echo bike or the Assault bike? Do you enjoy it?
No.
No. Even to warm up for 2 minutes, do you enjoy it? No. And it's like, okay, well, I don't want to ride a bike because I don't enjoy it. But then to everybody else's point, no, I have never done it with other people.
I'm just saying those gym bikes are different. Like you're not outside.
Yeah. I think like to her point, probably in a group, like when you said like all of you would do it, that would be more fun because like I'd be able to bounce around, talk to different people, move around. Like when we were in Vietnam, we went to in the middle of nowhere, and we got on these ranky ass bikes. Half of the tires were flat, and you're riding with fucking just metal frames and whatever. You're riding through these like farmlands with cows and rice fields and mountains and water. Nothing else around.
You did that?
Yeah. And like that was cool because we were with people.
Who were you with?
Just a bunch of randoms.
How'd you find this?
I did like a tour, but it was like some sketch ass tour. They picked us up in a van.
And then they just dropped you off like, oh, here.
Yeah, picked us up in a van, and we the van was nice, had air conditioning, thank God, and we drove like 3 hours inland, away from where I guess we
so
were
just
inland.
you in this van.
Me, some people, some dude from New York that I met.
Right,
He was like a Lulu fan. I remember him bragging about that. And then this girl, I'm friends with her actually on Facebook.
Any
Yeah,
she was your age?
No, she was
No one
older
was
than me.
your
Like,
age.
no one was my age.
Was everyone like, who the fuck is this kid?
The one kid that was like from New York, he was probably closer. At the time, I was probably 22. He was probably 28. She was in her 30s. And there were some other people, but I think they were like,
Not US.
yeah. So there were the only three, and like we basically, so we went on these boats, and we just boated out into the middle of fucking nowhere. I don't even remember where we went, where we finished that video.
Who was the guy? Were they English speaking?
Yeah, he was English. It was nothing. He was friendly.
Yeah.
Like you remember how they are. They were super cool.
Yeah.
But we were on these bikes after the boats where we got off, and we did these bikes, and we biked all around, and it was like two options. You can stay there the night. We would have to get a hotel room, and they pick us up in the morning. I was like, oh, fuck. Oh, there would be nothing to do. It was like the middle of nowhere, nothing to do. It was like you were solely staying there if you had friends. Like I was by myself, and I would have had to stay by myself, which I could have done, but I was like, I'd rather just go back home and walk around, and not back home to Hanoi.
Yeah.
And walk around.
Where your spot was.
Yeah, where I had like all my shit.
Was that Airbnb or a hotel?
What?
Where you were staying?
Airbnb. It was like the 6th floor of somebody's house, bedroom, chickens on the roof. There was a shower outside, and you overlooked people's house. The shower was a metal door that closed. No bugs, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Air conditioned room, which was very nice because it was balls hot.
Do you feel like the rules of Airbnb are good or bad? Like, cause like here in the US, you have to have all these rules to like run an Airbnb. I feel like with the rules, it takes away from the experience.
Yeah, I think that's just the US too.
Yeah.
Like I just remember like in Vietnam or Thailand when we did it,
Yeah.
there was like no rules. It was like, hey, here's the place. Do what you want.
And there were some cool places though.
Mm-hmm. Really cool places.
The one dude in Vietnam that we stayed at,
John.
this place was cool.
Yeah, that was a cool ass. That was a whole like I think
complex.
I think that's what we should do. Like next business venture. It wouldn't cost us a lot of money. I bet you it cost us 30 G's to like have a place run over there and just make money off of it. And it's becoming like up and coming. A lot of money. A lot of Korean money comes over. Like one of the things I remember is I was sitting at this coffee shop, and this guy rolled up in two people, or one guy in a Bentley, but it was like he was getting dropped off. So 2 Bentleys roll up, park right out front. He hops out of the car. He's Korean, all dressed up. I guess he's South Korean, would be my own guess.
Definitely.
Like Gucci shoes, belt, brand new iPhone, Apple Watch, like all these things. Like these guys, compared to where I was,
Yeah.
it has to have millions or billions of dollars. Hops out, and they're having like this meeting, and they were fucking aggressive. I could just hear them yelling back and forth the way they're talking. I don't know if it's just the language. that sound like, it's like Russian sounds mean or German sounds mean. It's the same way. Like when they were talking to each other, I was like, these guys are about to fucking start a mob fight. But nothing happened. I just drank my coffee and just sat there and I ate some weird ass food. That was interesting. But yeah, that's my story.
That's good.
Story for you.
Good chat.
A little bit of background.
Chat. So, do we know if JD's coming?
Yeah, I don't know where he's
Because
been.
last time he was pretty upset we didn't review the CrossFit Open workout, but
Yeah.
we'll save that. I'm not sure if he's coming.
Yeah, if he comes on. We're trying to limit that because one of our, I guess, what do we call him?
Like, I don't even know if he's a viewer.
He's not a
One of
viewer.
the
He has
randos.
no idea.
He's like a
Yeah, one of our random viewers gave us some feedback that we talked too much about CrossFit, even though for Trey John, our life's our goal moving forward is to, sprinkle it in there, talk about maybe use the methodology and how we relate it to life. Got fitness questions, health questions, you can come to us. We're not doctors, okay?
Yeah.
Don't get upset about that. I know that's a big thing.
We have 3 viewers. I'm not sure how you guys found the link, but kudos to you. Considering we both put it on our Instagram story as the StreamYard link.
Nobody's
Oh crap! We had a huge glitch.
What happened?
Alonzo, Trill's comments just didn't show up for us. All right, they're all back now.
Who's Alonzo?
That was the name of the possum.
Alonzo.
I thought it was Lorenzo. I think she changed it.
I wonder what happened. Yeah, maybe we just don't know how to spell Lorenzo. Let's see if anybody clicked the link. Yeah, a bunch of people. No one's clicked. No one's Jade up. You guys are feedbacks.
So
maybe it's a dead link. Did you put the right link? Yeah.
That was me. No, you just can't open it in Safari.
Stupid.
Stupid.
Yeah, what do you have to do?
You have to have Chrome or DuckDuckGo.
That's stupid. I'll repost. Repost so you guys can watch. Add the story. What else happened, dude? All right, so today's goal.
Why are you doing that? So today's episode, good little intro. We're chatting about apologies. All the ins and outs about it, when you should apologize, why you should apologize, if it's hard for you to apologize, why it's hard for you to apologize, and all the nitty gritties about that, especially with conflict. Was that your stomach or France?
That was something outside.
Okay. I'm not sure you wanted to talk about what happened last night.
No, we're good.
I don't have COVID, by the way.
Yeah, apparently not. But okay, so we're talking about apologies.
Yeah. So we'll start right out the gate.
Yeah.
Do you think you're good at apologies?
I think I'm good at them, but I think I'm a little bit too. I think I'm weird about them. I guess is the best way to say it.
Well, there's 2 folds, right? There's giving. Matt hates apology. Yeah, we'll get there, Tro. There's giving them and receiving them. I'm going to focus just on giving them right now. Do you know when the right time is to apologize?
I feel like apologizing. I need to have I need to know why I'm apologizing. I don't like just apologizing to apologize. But if there's an argument that's happening and somebody's like clearly emotionally upset about it, I'm not going to just apologize to figure out why they're upset. And it's like, if it's clearly something that I need to apologize for, then I'm okay with it.
Then I think there's a difference there too, right?
Yeah.
Like romantic relationships versus your friends. Like, where do you feel like you apologize more?
Never with my friends.
Yeah, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think I don't think there's actually anything that I ever have to really deeply apologize to my friends about.
I don't usually like piss off my friends.
Yeah, or like most of the time where we know how to walk the fine line, or like I don't talk to my friends to the extent or every day for it to have to be an apology.
Well, why is that?
I feel like the only person I ever have to apologize to my friendships to is G. He's always mad at me. He's always got something up his butt about me.
Like in a serious manner, like you think about.
Yeah, I'm always like, gee, look, I'm sorry I haven't texted you in a while. Like, I'll be better, and then I just never get better at it. So, like, those apologies, are they worth it?
When was the last time you apologized?
To a person or G?
To a non-romantic relationship conflict.
Yeah, I don't know. Gaz, as a half-ass sorry. It was like a joke. It was more of like, yeah, I'm sorry, dude, for not texting you.
Can you think of a time when your friend, your non-romantic relationship had a conflict, I guess is a better question. Like a serious fight, I'm trying to think.
Eric?
I can't remember the last time.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not that I can remember like a date or a story.
With Eric, we usually, I mean, I think you and I don't want to speak for you, but we both, like, he likes to argue, so we'll definitely argue, but I don't think anyone is like,
Won't talk to each other the next day.
yeah.
Or like won't say anything until an apology's accepted, because more along the lines we've all, I think most of that thing, most of the time happens in our friendships, we all just stick with our opinions, right? And
He's
we'll
also another one who definitely is not an apologizer.
Oh,
And
no.
he knows he pisses people off.
He's never apologized to me in my entire life.
I've seen him piss you off too.
Yeah, we just talked about that yesterday. Love to get him on here. Are you okay with apologies even if you don't agree that you were in the wrong, but understand you upset somebody? I think there's a difference there.
Yeah.
I think that's like a pity apology, right? Like you're
I mean,
apologizing to
depends
somebody
person.
to just potentially make them feel like they've been heard.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas like if you're gonna deeply apologize to somebody because you understand what might have happened or how you might have made them, like you're basically at that point you're sympathizing and empathizing with them, like, hey, I'm sorry I made you feel this way.
Yeah.
I think that's acceptable, as long as they also acknowledge, like, hey, I'll do better to like manage your feelings or emotions or whatever. I think the part where what Trill just said there is like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's just empty.
Yeah, but I'm sorry you're upset.
Yeah. I hate that, actually. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
I hate when people's apologies are on your behalf.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Luke, man, I'm sorry that you're mad right now. Like, am I apologizing for Luke or am I apologizing for me?
You're apologizing for Luke being upset and then kind of trying to just diffuse it because it's like dismissing what's happening.
Yeah.
Like there could be something terribly going wrong where that person could be really upset and you're just like, exactly, you're just dismissing everything that happened. You're like, hey, I'm sorry. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't care, actually. Let's just move on with the day because it's better that way.
Yeah, like that's my wife's favorite apology. She's like, I'm sorry you forgot to feed the dog. It's like, what?
Is it a serious, like, good morning,
No.
T? What up?
It's a T.
He's talking about apologies.
Apologies.
Right now, and saying sorry to people. And if it's a real sorry, you can, you'll get the drift in a minute. So, yeah, those are different.
Yeah.
If you're apologizing to somebody, how often does she do that? Like, what's that like?
It's usually in the middle of conflict.
Does
She'll
it
just
cause
start
more
apologizing.
conflict?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be like,
So you'll fight back.
Anywhere.
Yeah, you'll fight.
But again, I think I'm really bad at apologies.
What does you being bad at apologies, does that have a direct correlation to her saying sorry for like, hey, I know we're fighting right now. I'm sorry you forgot to feed the dog. Or I'm sorry you didn't yell at Code about the possum.
Yeah.
That type of stuff. I'm just making shit up. That these didn't happen. I'm just making stuff up.
What is not true, Trill?
We're just made these aren't true situations. So
But I'm more like you. Like, it's hard for me to come up with a true apology. You're more of the sorry, you're mad type T.
yeah, so she's like on the Trill side. So you would rather just be like, hey, I'm sorry you're sad or mad about this. Might be. Why do you feel like you're bad at apologies? I would agree. That's what we're gonna dig into right here. Yeah. Or like, I guess there is.
I feel like a better way to word that, like, sorry you're mad, is sorry I'm making you mad. I'm not trying to do that.
Well, I think like the deeper part would be just understanding it more.
Yeah.
Like, okay, why are you bad at apologies? What makes you, or why do you think you're bad at apologies?
One, I don't really give them out. Kind of like you, I don't really give them out much because I feel like they don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And B, I don't know why.
Because it makes you uncomfortable.
I just
like
don't. I feel like I just don't give them out a lot.
I just feel like there's got to be a more rooted thing. It's like you don't give them out.
The big thing is I don't feel like they do anything
because they're not. You don't feel they're genuine.
Yeah,
would be the only thing. Like, would you not say sorry to somebody because you don't feel it's genuine, or you don't feel like you were in the wrong? Those are like the only two pieces that I can feel like work.
Yeah.
Depends on my relationship with the person. If it's one I really value, I'll apologize for my part in the miscommunication or whatever. Aren't apologies for the other person though. I agree. I agree with both statements, right? It depends on the relationship with the person, but those are surface level. I feel the apology needs to be deeper and it will come off more genuine if you have a better understanding of yourself and them. It's like the book Crucial Conversations. It's like before it even starts, you need to be aware that this is going to be a crucial conversation, that somebody's emotions might be all like upset here. So it's like we're in the middle of a conversation about you're a vegan and I'm carnivore, and we're having a conversation about, and I'm like drilling into you about like the slaughtering of animals, and you're starting to get upset. Like I could see your fucking tear coming out of your eye, and I'm unaware, and I'm just like, oh yeah, he's crying, let's fucking go, and just keep digging into you and make you upset. And I have no regard, no remorse, and I don't give a shit, because it's like my opinion, I value it, and so on. I think there's two issues with that situation or scenario. I think there's maybe more, but the one is like I'm completely unaware that I'm making you upset, and I don't give a shit, so it makes my argument more invalid, because it's like I'm telling you carnivore is better, and I'm just like thriving off beating you up. I'm bullying you, bullying you to the fucking
I wonder
ground.
though why you like that right there.
Oh shit!
This is why Luke never said. Does Adam say sorry, T?
Wait, why don't I ever say sorry? Wait, what don't I say sorry for? But so okay, so there's situation number one, but then scenario number two is like the crucial conversation version, where it's like we're having this argument about carnivore and veganism.
Just to back up though, like I don't feel like, well, can't never say never, but I feel like it's very rare that like you're just gonna go on the aggressive front. Like I must have said something to trigger you to start bashing me. Right? Like you're not just gonna come up to, and nobody's gonna come up to someone and just start like full on raging.
Yeah, probably. But with that being said, I think there's like the final. I guess it also depends on personalities. We can pull out a handful of people.
I guess it's like Vince though, right? Like you come to a point where you're angry, and you take the filters off, and you know they're off, and you start getting aggressive. Like maybe that's where you would need to apologize from. Like the throat kill stuff.
Yeah, and that's where you become like unaware, right? You just see red, and all of a sudden you just go for it. And I feel every single person in this world has that at some point. I think it's just different thresholds. It's like how.
I'll talk to my boy Rick. He'll get you there.
Yeah. He doesn't matter who you are. He will get you there. He'll figure something out. Adam does the sorry I ruined your life apology when I get mad. So dramatic. Luke, you don't have anything to be sorry for. Adam just meant in general you were very firm with what you said you were feeling. No. I knew he didn't mean I had anything to be sorry for. I was just curious, like for an example of what he was saying.
We need to categorize these different types of apologies, because Adam's is also another one that I've heard before too. The sorry I ruined your life, where it's an apology, but it also makes the person giving it also the victim.
Yeah. Well, okay. When Adam's saying that, is he being honest, serious though, or is it more of like a trying to lighten the mood type of joke? Because I feel like that's like a big general piece that happens also. Like people get uncomfortable in those situations and want to try to lighten the mood, so they'll say things like that. Or like not lighten the mood, but like try to divert the conversation and put it into a different direction.
Yeah, that's another way to look at it.
But I agree with you that we'd have to like get a piece of paper and define it, and like basically put down like, okay, so there's this scale. We'll go 1 to 10.
T said it's because he wants to defend himself. So is that him switching it to make it about him then? I mean, not to just seclude Adam. I mean, Trills said similar apologies.
I feel like everybody's been there.
Yeah.
At some point, I think it's at some point you kind of just make your way around into a different route. I don't know.
Yeah, you just shift it to like, I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting apology type. We got to put that in a bucket. The victim apology.
Jamie said somebody's on a boat repping pro. Get him on here, Jamie.
So that's another kind of apology. There's also just a genuine apology though, and sometimes I feel like that gets overlooked in the heat of the moment too.
What do you mean?
Like when you are actually sorry, but you say it in the heat of like, there's the timing of the apology that also comes into play.
So it just looks bad.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know if there's like I wouldn't even know what to Google, but like some sort of category, like you were just saying, like we have to categorize like the different coaching styles.
Yeah.
Like different anger or different apology styles.
Yeah.
Is there a thing on the internet?
We got to make one. We could draft one up right now.
Do you think we learn apology styles from our parents? I think
that's a good question, T. Do your parents apologize?
Yeah, they apologize, but I think it's different. I would say my mom apologizes just like T was explaining. Adam apologizes.
So she gives the
like the "woe is me" story.
yeah, I'm
Like,
sorry,
that's
but
kind
I'm
of
the victim.
yeah. No matter what the situation might be, like I'm sorry, and it's more of like
Is that for real?
have a good day, careful with your apologies, you know. Kind of going through it, it's like, okay, the "woe is me," like those are the type that actually are really hard for me. Is the "woe is me" stories. Like, hey, this is really hard for me.
Does Vince apologize?
He apologizes, but for some reason he gets beat up. So like if he apologizes to somebody, a lot of the times it's like, no, fuck you. I can just keep burying him down to the ground. Like they just don't believe that it's genuine.
Has he ever pulled you aside and was like, hey, I'm sorry, dude?
Yeah, but he always says sorry to me in the situations where it's like, I'm not looking for an apology.
Yeah.
Like that's also.
Well, why aren't you looking for an apology? You're too pissed off in the moment.
No, it's more
to talk about it anymore.
I think I like to be more. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Or you like me? It doesn't do anything.
I think it doesn't do anything, or it's like I don't know if I'm more analytical. Like I don't think I'm above. Like saying I'm analytical. I'm just saying like I need to process it and like understand. Okay, so and so said this. So did I do something wrong to make this happen? And then all of a sudden I just get really raged, and it's like I'm just gonna keep this to myself. I don't want your fucking apology because like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. Like I don't believe in I believe in apologies, but also at the same time, it's like I don't like going to that spot.
I don't think like when you say that you don't believe in apologies, that means you're never going to give one. I just feel like that they don't work for you.
Yeah, they don't work for me. I'd rather kind of go into a different direction. I think it's hard for me to apologize because I don't like going to that place. So I think if it gets to that place, I think there was a disconnect, like a really hard disconnect. And it was like, what, somewhere across the line, you stopped understanding me and I stopped understanding you. And I let it go far, I think. Like we'll let it go really, 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 really far. And then all of a sudden it blows up. And once that happens, it's like, cut, dude.
All right. So your mom apologizes, but she does the victim apology, and your dad does apologize in a good way.
They both apologize, but she'll do the "woe is me" and he'll do the. Honestly, I think sometimes he does the "woe is me," but he does it in a different way. Like, look, like he'll all of a sudden just like not feel sorry for him. He'll say, "I'm sorry," and then like give you like the story of why he's sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Like, there's just I'm like, so I don't know what to do. I'm upset. I'm stressed. All this, and it's like I understand. And it's more of like you just need to like learn to manage your feelings, maybe, or like learn to manage the situation, not even your feelings, because you are trying to manage your feelings. So there's that piece to it as well.
My dad, I don't think apologizes. He goes with the just ignore the fight ever even happened route. So shit, maybe that's where I get it from.
Yeah.
My mom takes a lot to get her to apologize.
Yeah. But all right, so she takes a lot. Do you think I have a thought. The people who take a while to apologize typically are the ones that cause the problem. And when I say that, it's like they go ahead and create the drama in some sort of way, even if it's not directed to them. Like they'll take drama and they'll run to the big mouths and they'll tell everybody, and then all of a sudden like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, well, I didn't do it. They are the one who spread the rumor. It's like, well, no, you told so-and-so, who then told so-and-so, who then all of a sudden the whole fucking world knew. And now we're in a problem because that person came to me and said something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I
think you have to get her cornered, like you're saying. Like I have to get her cornered, get her caught, call out all her backstories, and be like, "Well, that's not true." And then she'll finally be like, "Oh, okay. Well, that's like her last resort. Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't hate me."
Yeah, but it's like
she likes to be liked.
Do you think apologies need to go to that extent or to that extreme? Like, hey, I'm really sorry. Don't hate me. It's like, hey, if the relationship is solid and found, it's like, for me to hate you, you have to go like I have a couple. Well, we use the word boxes. We use that for every podcast. It's like I have a couple boxes. It's like, don't fuck with my dad, right? Do that, and I'll cut you.
Has anyone fucked with your dad? Yeah, I guess so.
Like in the past, yeah, where it's like, cool, like you burn bridges with them. You don't even have to have beef with me, and I won't say anything to you. It's more just like, hey, I'm not interested.
Has any girlfriends fucked with your dad?
No.
Or exes, I should say.
No.
Yeah, he's usually well liked.
Yeah, and that's the part. Like I think that's another piece. Like how much conflict you actually have, depending on how well perceived you are from others. Like if you're really liked by a lot of people, and then you have an issue with them, it's really hard for like others to see that your opinion matters. It's like, hey, I'm mad at this person, and it's like, okay.
I would agree with Trill. I feel like apologies are like a language of their own.
She's
like the love language.
Love the like the love languages. So we have to categorize it and understand what that even means, though.
So me and you are more, I think, the actionable. We don't want a verbal apology. We just want someone to just change.
Yeah, okay. So we want a fight's going on, and we want somebody to just be like, "Hey, we're having this fight. You keep doing this thing. You keep forgetting to lock the doors at night.
Yeah.
And I want you to just lock the fucking doors. I don't need an apology. I just want you to do
exactly.
the fucking thing I'm asking you to do."
Yeah.
I would agree. That's exactly how I am. Which was like what happened all the time in my house back home. Was like when I was living with them. Was like all these things would happen. It was like, I'm not asking you to do a billion things. I'm not asking you to say sorry. I don't give a fuck. All I want you to do is fix the issue at hand. And it's not like I'm asking you to be a different person. I'm asking you to like the shit you're doing. You're forgetting to lock the doors at 2 a.m. and people can break in.
All right,
Please
so
lock the doors.
Actionable apology.
Okay, so we got actionable. Somebody write that down in the chat.
Then I think there is another one where it's like
the victim card.
Well, I just think there's the person that wants you to recognize that you've upset them.
Okay, so what are we going to define that as?
Recognition apology.
Okay, the recognition. Okay, so we got
Luke, I'm sorry that I yelled at you about locking the door and that hurt your feelings.
Yeah,
I didn't mean it like that. I was just frustrated.
Yeah, and then everything gets, in my opinion, those type of apology styles, that one gets dismissed.
Yeah.
All right.
Or I'm sorry that I called your father a piece of shit.
Yeah. Like, please forgive me.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you think I struggle? We think those are more less genuine, right?
I mean, it's up to who's coming from.
Yeah. Okay.
And when it happens.
When
I
it
guess,
happens.
right?
Okay. So we got the
actionable. It's in the heat of battle. Yeah. Like I'm like you. Like I would struggle to take it seriously.
Yeah.
That's also timing's another whole thing. Like yeah.
Well, struggle to take it seriously. I don't think I would take. I don't think I would struggle. Actionable apologies, recognition apology. Thanks. I don't know if I would struggle to take the apology seriously unless they just kept saying in the middle of an argument, like, I'm sorry.
That's, I think,
I'm
the
sorry.
timing thing, right? Like, even Adams, like, it'd be weird for someone to say that at the end of an argument, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, I ruined your life. Like, that sounds like something that would come up in the middle of fighting.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Like, who would say that at the very, like, let's say you fought, went on a walk by yourself, came home, and was like, okay, man, listen, I'm sorry I ruined your life.
Yeah. But is that the victim card?
Yeah, that's the
lowest knee one. Yeah. Okay, so that's the victim.
Which I think is a non-effective apology.
Well, I think with their hope with it is that it turns the tables.
Yeah.
So now it's like the real issue at hand is now suppressed because now all of a sudden you feel like you now you're the issue.
Yeah, it's like
and now they need to come to you and be like, look, I love you. It's not you. It's this, and this. And then it's like now all of a sudden you're making them be aware.
Yeah.
Of like, I'm sorry that I yelled at you and really upset you.
It's like the locking the door thing. Like if I was like, Luke, man, like can't you just lock the door? And you're just like, I'm sorry, I made this house so unsafe.
Yeah. But some people want you to say that. Like some people want, so I think there's two sides. So there's probably multiple, but I think it's two sides. It's like the person saying that, hoping. I'm fucking disgusted. Sorry that my co-host is disgusting.
Like with those,
yeah, we just lost viewers because you're
spit it out.
All right. So anyway, wait. He's okay. He's gross. Stay away from him. Got the vid. Matt's dying. Yeah, he doesn't have the vid, dude. And somehow the whole family's sick. And I'm still alive. Cure. You're sick. Kendall's sick. Trill is sick. No one had COVID.
Jamie, if you're available, dude, we can pause right now and talk about 23 points.
He's got somebody on the boat from Pro. Who is it? I mean, you're in Tampa. It's a matter of time. It could be my manager. So be careful. Or one of the managers, not my manager.
Any other apologies you can think of?
Yeah, so what I was saying is like I think there's that apology where they're just trying to flip tables and like have it come back to them. And so I think there's that one, and then I can't even like recall what would the fourth one be.
A genuine apology?
Yeah, I guess like an actual real apology. Yeah. Like how would you define that? What would you define that as?
That's a good question. I think someone who's definitely empathetic.
I guess you could just call it genuine.
Yeah, the genuine apology.
Yeah, the genuine apology. Like you seriously like, and I think though like that goes back down deeper to like Maslow's hierarchy. It's like right at the bottom. Like what's his hierarchy look like? It's self-actualization at the top. At the bottom is what? unaware,
Basic
like
shit,
completely
like food
unaware.
and water, I think.
Yeah, but it's like you're completely unaware of
Yeah.
everything besides like
Because you're so
survival.
worried about it.
Yeah, like all you know is I need water and I need to eat to survive and I don't want to die. And then you become like partially aware. I don't know. I'd have to pull it up.
Yeah.
We could, but I think that kind of goes hand in hand to all of this. That goes with everything in life.
Yeah.
It's like depending on, I don't think anybody is that I know is at full self-actualization. Like that's a fucking high piece to go.
Yeah.
Like, do you know anybody at that level?
No.
I don't know,
I'm
honestly.
not cocky and say me because I don't think I'm anywhere close to there.
Yeah, I don't think anybody I know is close to that. What's the full definition of self-actualization? I'd be interested.
We can look it up.
Yeah, can you look it up? We don't have a tech guy, so I was hoping that's like our tech guy who's now doing wash right now would do it, but
Love the Liver King, dude.
self-actualization. The realization or fulfillment of one's talents and potentials, especially considered as a drive or a need present in everyone. Okay, so pull up Maslow's hierarchy.
Right here.
Yeah, it's fine. Any of those are all his. Okay, or Wikipedia. I was just looking for the graph.
Oh, you want the picture?
Yeah.
Oh.
Rick would love to argue about this stuff.
If Matt Maslow's, where would you
Yeah.
think you'd put himself?
Rick thinks he's probably at the top, no doubt. Self-actualization, realizing your full potential. I don't think any of us are at that because all of us play the card of like imposter syndrome. And I feel like but you should not play the imposter syndrome if you're at full self-actualization. At the bottom, the basics: food, water, shelter, survival needs.
Yeah, we all got that.
Yeah, everybody has that I know. Safety, security, and stability.
Relationships. I feel like I dance between esteem and relationships, I guess.
Wait, do we know anybody that's at safety still? Yeah, sadly enough.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I won't drop names, but I'm just joking. Not just saying Rick, but all right. So the basics, bottom, everybody has it. You're born with it. Like that's his point. It's like when you're born, the basics you understand at some. Actually, no. Like right when you're born, yeah, as a baby, you cry when you want fucking food.
Yeah.
So like you need food, water, shelter. Maybe not. Dogs know that shit.
You're born with shelter. I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Unless you're just born in a puddle, but
Or,
you're
yeah.
not gonna live.
Yeah. So like at that point, you're not like able to go. So okay, safety, security, and stability that could be twisted in a billion different ways. If you're a kid,
I could see people in real life struggling, like falling down into safety.
yeah, because of financial stability, and that's when people start doing drugs and people
Yeah.
start robbing people because you need these things. Like okay, I'm about to fucking die.
Yeah.
Like how do we get safety again? I need money.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna rob you because I need money. Give me your fucking money.
Yeah.
So I think that happens half the time they get in trouble, if not more than half the time in today's world. Relationship, sense of belonging and love. So he's stating that everybody wants to feel wanted and loved, right?
Yeah.
So everybody wants a relationship. That's why I think people in relationships cheat on people because they're not getting their needs met. They feel unsafe.
Yeah.
So they're like, cool, I'm gonna go to the next
They don't
person.
feel loved or
Yeah.
belonged.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the next person. So once you have that, then you're at the esteem. So do we categorize it this way, right? The basics, all of us, everybody I know in this house,
Yeah.
basics has. Everybody in this house has the safety, right?
Yeah.
Everybody in this house is in a relationship in that sense. Everybody feels like a sense of belonging and love in some sort of way.
Sometimes.
You don't?
I think sometimes I dance between esteem and relationships.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going next.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I think that's natural, but then esteem would be respect for yourself and others. And I think self-actualization, right? We'll talk about that. Realizing your full potential. I don't think I've ever been there.
Yeah.
Ever. Like realizing what I can actually do. Jason Ackerman was in my dream last night too, and so was Ricky. And you were coaching all of us, and
I was coaching?
Yeah, you did such a bad whiteboard brief, but
Did I get ripped?
everything else was
Or you
better.
just
Like no, you all I heard was the whole time. Okay, so anyway, back to that. So we got the self-actualization, this whole thing, realizing yada, all that.
Yeah.
I would say most of us, going back to apologies, if we're going to use this, your apologies are directly correlated to this, I think.
Yeah.
In that sense of like, and again, I think as a human, depending on what might be happening with your own personal emotions, you're going to flirt with different lines. But like you said, between relationship and esteem. And relationship is with your parents, your whatever, like anybody that you feel loved by, a significant other, friends, so on.
It's almost like if you reached the top and you were there, it's almost like you would never need to apologize, right?
Well, it's kind
Because
of
you would know how you're affecting people.
correct.
Before it even got
Yeah,
to that
if
point,
you,
right?
I think the way it works is like if you get to full self-actualization, you don't go back down
Yeah.
to the extreme of like if you're at esteem and relationships, it's like basically the continuum. You can go from relationships, all of a sudden you can feel insecure in a relationship because other things might be happening, and then all of a sudden now you're in the safety region and you're like, well, I need to fucking survive, so now I'm going to cause this fight to happen. So it's like, I don't feel safe anymore in this relationship, and it might just be you're just going nuts, or like you just have an insecurity or something's not being met, so all of a sudden you're going to fight.
Yeah.
And now you're like, okay, I feel safe again. Boom, I bounce back up. Okay, well, I fought with you, who you're a self-actualized person. You are very aware of everything, so all of a sudden you're like, this guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But okay, I need to help them feel better about themselves. I don't think I'm not at self-actualization at all, but I feel like most of the time I can flirt with relationship and esteem. I don't think
you struggle with esteem the most, probably.
Yeah, because right, if we're gonna define esteem, how would we define that? Of like confidence.
Yeah, I don't think you'd have imposter syndrome with esteem, right?
Yeah, I would agree.
You'd be confident.
Do you feel you have imposter syndrome with anything?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we could pick it out with a million different things. Though.
Yeah. Being a business owner.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have it some days at work.
Yeah.
Or not some days at work. I have it all the time. But like even with the car, it's like I feel like getting into it, I'm like, oh, they're just gonna judge the shit out of me. It's like I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
With a billion different things. With all of it, or I just don't know. But I feel like I flirt with that line, yellow and blue. Anybody out there that has met their full potential, I'd love to talk.
Yeah, we'd love to debate it.
I wouldn't want to debate it. I'd be interested to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
Or curious. But aside from that, I think you could tie those pieces of apologies back to how you are on Maslow's hierarchy.
Right.
And I think, again, that's what you could do with everything, though. If you are in Maslow's hierarchy and you're doing really good with that, a billion different things could happen. Yeah. Right? If you are on Maslow's hierarchy and your apologies are going to be directly correlated to that. If you're in self-actualization, your apologies are probably going to be very thought out. Yeah. Like you're going to understand their feelings and their emotions and your own feelings and emotions, and you're going to be able to control yours and talk to them about it, and so on. And then esteem is like, okay, different type of argument there, right? Esteem is confidence. So if you're really confident in it, you're going to be like, I'm sorry because of X, Y, and Z, and I know this happened. And maybe at that point, you're the recognition one.
I think if you're in esteem, you're going to be struggling with feeling attacked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe I did something wrong.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if you're going to look at esteem that way, I think if you're at the higher end of esteem, you have high confidence.
Like if you're past it, like if you're
dropping back down,
you've got esteem conquered.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So we're looking at it like you're in the esteem, you're working on getting out of it. Okay. Yeah. So you kind of flirt back and forth. You're just floating all day. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Because I feel like if you're struggling with esteem or imposter syndrome, like if your work was like, Luke, why'd you do that? You freak out.
Yeah. Rather than being, you're right, let me try to figure out how this happened.
Yeah.
And then, okay, here's what happened. And I think that's also that comes from other issues too. It's like, okay, if a leader came to me and was like, why the fuck did you do that? Exactly those words. I'd be like, oh my God, they're right. Like, I'm going to get fired. And then all of a sudden your esteem's altered. But if a good leader comes to you and like, hey, you did this wrong, but we're going to figure it out. Like, hey, I want you to go back and figure out what might have happened. Look at these couple things. I'm going to figure out how we're going to go ahead and solve this problem. Like, you don't have to worry about that. Because it's like shit happens in your job. Yeah. Like imagine if you're a nurse, right? And you give somebody the wrong medicine. You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they came to you and they were like, you knew you weren't supposed to do that. Why the fuck did you do that? That's your leader. Rather than like the leader being like, holy shit. Okay. Like, yeah, a lot bad could happen. Yeah. A lot could happen. That's bad here. Like they could die. You can get in trouble. You can get written up. But in your defense, X, Y, and Z happen. Like, I'm going to help you. Like, we're good. Like, let's figure this out. You run through, I want you to write out every step of what might have happened, what went through your head. Okay. So that's going to just build your argument or your case. Yeah. And I think that's the difference where a leader can also help destroy your self-esteem. But that's a whole different topic. Yeah. We're going to talk about leadership next week.
All right. Fucking jot it down, dude. I'm also like really pissed off with StreamYard right now.
Why?
I just think that's so stupid that you need. How does Vince do it? Did you make him install DuckDuckGo?
No. That's what I'm saying. It works. I think Instagram doesn't work, or that link is broken on Discord.
That's bullshit.
Or no, like what's it say when you press click? Like if I go to, like you posted it, right?
Yeah.
Story. Click this, StreamYards, entering the studio. Follow these steps, copy the link, open Safari, and paste it into your address. It's all. But like nobody's gonna do that because it's too hard.
Steps.
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
Yeah. There's no direct way to do it.
So we need to figure out another loophole.
Yeah. To just bait people in. But yeah, I think apologies a little bit deeper, a lot to it. We're just surface level there. We can dig into that another day.
Yeah.
We can do an open forum. I'd love to get multiple people on here, and we'll do like popcorn.
Just don't forget, subscribe, like, and also if you want to be part of the Novo podcast, send us a DM. We'd love to interview you.
Yeah, and have you on.
Let's close. We got 10 more minutes left. Let's close it out. 23.3. We'll have to do it out, Jamie.
Yeah.
Get your thoughts on it. We'll keep it a little bit CrossFit since that's our origin story.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
Interesting. It's hard. Hard in the sense of like it really just like snatches 90% of people I know are afraid of them.
Yeah.
Would you say you're confident in snatching?
No, but I do love that movement.
You love it, but are you confident? Like when we saw that workout, everybody was like, fuck. Everybody had a different thought. Was like, I'm fucked at 185. I'm fucked at 135. I'm fucked at 95. Kind of depends.
Yeah.
Workout was interesting.
That was like the conversation you had to keep having as a coach.
Yeah.
I felt like was like, hey, you're not supposed to finish this workout.
It's basically defining where your deficiency is because it's a super powerful movement.
Because I think I heard from a million people, like, not a million, but like, oh, scale's way too hard. Like, I want to do my own thing. And I was like, no, it's supposed to be hard. Like, if you don't get through the second set of snatches, that's the whole point.
Yeah. And then it's like, I hate uphill. Like at my fitness level, that's my huge deficiency.
Yeah.
Is like 135, I should be able to rock through.
Yeah.
Like if this was clean and jerks, that'd be fine. Obviously, there's some like limitations with my injuries, but it's still a deficiency. It's like, hey, this is where your fitness fucking lacks. Yeah. Anything overhead, I'm screwed. Even if I made it to the handstand push-ups, I can't do one.
Yeah.
Strict. So that's my deficiency. I can blame it on the programming all I want. I read somewhere or something
saying. Is your clean high?
Clean and jerk?
Just clean.
Yeah.
It's high, right?
Yeah, I could clean like reps.
Yeah. No, just the heaviest clean.
Yeah, 230.
Yeah.
1 rep max clean, like squat clean, yeah. 240, 245.
Yeah, I figured yours would be high. But because the snatch makes sense, it's not high because of the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like you're just.
Yeah, but like, so I read this thing where it was like you can blame yourself, can blame Boz for the open and just call it a shit workout, or you can blame your coaches or your programming. And when he was saying blame the programming, he was defining differently. Like there is a deficiency somewhere in your fitness because they avoid it. So it's like, we'll use comp stream for the example. Imagine if this was sumo delta pulls.
Yeah.
Like there'd be a potential that everybody would be fine, but also you don't do them. You need to practice that movement to do them. Yeah. You can't just be like, we're doing power cleans. It's the same movement. It's like, no, it's fucking not. It's a whole different movement. Your elbows are going fucking high and outside.
Yeah.
You're not dropping and jumping under it. It's super different. So it's like you can blame the programming in that sense because there is a literal deficiency in the programming. There is a hole in the programming. And
how do you find that with like the open? Because like, you know how the open's more, well, except for this open, but the past 3 years has been very CrossFit Classic, CrossFit Classic, CrossFit Classic. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, it was like CrossFit Classic, pure strength, CrossFit Classic.
Yeah.
Like, where do you find the deficiencies?
Well,
I think it's harder. Like,
I think if you,
for me, it was real easy, right? My thruster, I got 11,000. The rest, I was averaging like 5,000 in the world. So it's like, well, clearly I have a strength problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So it just highlights your deficiencies. But like, even that last workout compared to everybody else, you didn't do a great job.
Yeah. No, this one obviously is a technique thing.
Yeah.
You can see it in the snatch, right?
Yeah.
Like if you can't do the 185 snatch, you're clearly got a deficiency
in strength, or technique.
Technique and strength. Yeah.
But my general overall like thought, just really briefly, is your deficiencies are highlighted because we're
like, for yourself, that first WOD 23.1. Where do you think you were deficient? Like what part of it? Or it's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like speed wise, if I just need to get faster.
Yeah.
So like I don't think overall compared to I got 6 muscle ups,
yeah.
It could be 2 things. You like just get better at gymnastics, fix your shoulder, or go faster everywhere else.
All right, but do you think that the programming, like you're not getting enough gymnastics then?
No, I think the programming is fine for that workout.
For that workout.
Yeah, for that workout. In two, I can't count on more than one hand how many muscle up times we've done.
Yeah.
But I'm also a believer of like just do pull-ups.
Yeah.
And you don't need to practice muscle ups. Like if you know how to do them and the technique and the mechanics are good, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But take that away. If we're not practicing speed underneath the bar, or like for me, shoulders, like I don't think we also have to snatch that much. I think it's really beneficial. I think it's really good, but I don't think we should be practicing anything above 70% in most workouts for a snatch.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I think they should be programmed a lot. But
yeah,
like,
but
I don't agree. Or yeah, I agree with you that they should be lightweight, more reps.
Yeah.
And I think the squat versions of both the clean and the snatch be programmed.
Yeah.
Just going back to like Birdie, like my eyes are so open to the fact now. It's almost kind of sad that like besides a handful of people in our gym, like whose squat version is better than their power. Like we're all are so dependent, so comfortable with and I think that's like you said, it's like we're not doing enough lightweight in workout.
Well, I think there's a greater need for understanding them too. Is like the Olympic lifts are not meant to build strength. Like you should not be doing, in my opinion, like we're not Olympic lifters. You don't need to be doing clean pulls or shrugs.
It's
like,
all
that's accessory work.
It's all technique.
I mean, you want to get
out of all those people that can't do those lifts, half of them can't even do it. Like they can't even like figure out how to catch low.
Yeah, or like the mechanics of a high pull.
Yeah.
But I really believe you need to go ahead, dive in, and you need to, if you're going to get better at your Olympic lifts, which was what this open was about.
Yeah.
It's like you need to do brute strength. A push jerk is not an Olympic. It's an Olympic lift. It is about speed. If you want to get stronger, do a strict press or a push press. Yeah. If you want to get a better clean, practice your front squat and be explosive coming out of the bottom.
Yeah.
Because like at that point, and then do your deadlift, build strength in your deadlift, front squat, back squat, and whatever else is in those compound movements in your open squats will be better in my opinion. So efficiency lying in cap, we don't do those.
Yeah.
We don't do workouts we do heavy days, but it's not like, I don't think it's good.
I think it's funny you say that. When was the last time we did a push jack?
A while.
Yeah. Cap is interesting.
Yeah.
Because they do this like weird thing. I don't know if it's intentional. Like we don't have enough insight into it, which I wish they gave you. But it's like you'll see a month where it's like, oh, we did push jerk like 3 times this month, and then you won't see them again.
I mean, I just think I think sometimes it happens. These programs try to get too fancy.
Yeah.
Like the workout that I programmed yesterday, not super complex, but effective and efficient, and people liked it.
Yeah.
Like right when I asked people, like, did you enjoy it? Yeah, it was fun. Why? Because it was fucking simple, and it was 3 movements. It wasn't like you were burning yourself. And then there's workouts that I programmed that were fucking shit because it was like that was way too hard. Like the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of wall balls and like running, that sucked. It was hard. It's doable, but that's one of those ones that would get boring.
Yeah.
Or like the snatch bike one that we just did. People liked it. Yeah. Whereas like some of these other ones that we've done, like the last time I can remember in cap, and then we're gonna close it out, or we'll get your thoughts, but was the heavy front squat. So it was 315 deadlifts, 15 reps, or there was the box step overs, then the deadlifts, then fucking 205 front squat, and then muscle ups. And it was like, that was the last time I can remember a workout program with heavy front squats, heavy deadlifts, and muscle ups.
Yeah.
And that was months ago.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was not even enough volume to get like the stimulus, in my opinion, for the amount of times we do it and don't do it.
Yeah.
So it was like, to have that adaptation actually a little layer over doesn't exist in my eyes.
What did you think of this though? 23.3. Like for
a test, it was good.
Yeah, I guess it's a good way to word it. Because I was gonna say, like, would you program this in class? I feel like no.
If I were to program it in class, it would look different. It would be
you'd have to change it
lighter weight, and I would program it to look like at the 6-minute mark, that's your score. You add weight, and we go 3 minutes at this new round.
Yeah.
Or I would program this like every 4 minutes you complete a round, and every 4 minutes something's changing.
Yeah, I don't know if it'd be worth it because it's like,
or like the grand scheme, this test was a total of 10 wall walks, 100 double unders.
But yeah, for the people that couldn't
40
progress
push-ups
to the 3rd round of weight, even if they sprinted, I don't think it was like a sprint that would feel like for him.
No,
like you know.
Yeah, like I mean, I pushed hard and I was fine on the wall walks every time.
Yeah,
it was not fatigue anywhere for
Yeah.
me. For me, it was like, I just physically don't feel comfortable catching this bar overhead.
Yeah, and for me on the handstand push, I just physically couldn't get any more
Yeah.
reps. I was just doing twos.
Yeah.
It was funny because I thought to myself, like, man, I didn't even really need to sprint that. Or I could sprint faster on the first part because I can just breathe.
But would it do anything? Yeah, would it do anything?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably not.
No, all that would happen is just build lactic acid.
On Monday, I'm just going to literally try singles.
Yeah, see
One
what happens.
handstand push up, come out, jump up.
Rather than burn
See if I can
burn
just
them
do
out.
it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'll get it done because it's just, I don't have this strict strength
to do it. I think deficiencies, and then we can layer this conversation into leadership next week. We're gonna get all the leaders we know on this. We're gonna get some pro
We have a leader association board.
Yeah, and we're just gonna interview leaders and like different leadership tactics and styles. We're
That's
gonna
a good idea. Maybe we'll feed March for leadership.
Yeah, and we'll just interview leaders and whatever. If you define yourself as a leader, like I want to talk to you. I think everybody is a leader, in my opinion. It just depends on what. Like if you coach a class, you're a leader. You are leading a group of people. You might not define yourself as the head leader, but at that said moment, there is a group of people really like involved in that. But that's, you know, just a little sneak peek. So clip that, post that on the Instagram. All right, we're gonna go hike Punch Bowl Falls, waterfalls. It rained again here in California last night.
Rained last night.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, GG's people.
Peace.